Some will not resist the hour of temptation. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to do a quick response to this video right here that was done by the brother whose YouTube channel is GMS Hopeful Elect 444. And in this video that he did, an Israelite came up to the camp. He came up to their camp, and he asked them several questions, and they answered it. So then they mentioned the charagma. Okay. And for those who don't know. Okay, let's open this up real quick. Okay, for those, you brothers who are new, if you don't know what the charagma is the Greek way of saying Mark in the book of Revelation 13 verse 16. So the brother questioned him concerning the charagma. And, basically, he openly, this dude right here, where my cursor is at, he openly admitted to being willing to take the charagma if it means that he could feed his family. And, he even said that, of course, they're going to know where he live at. He acknowledged that it's going to have his financial transactions on it, his medical history, and all these other things, And he openly admitted to taking the charagma if it means he could feed his family. And, a serious judgment is coming for anybody who takes the charagma. Okay. What is that the book of Revelation, the 19th chapter? Shall have their part in the lake. Let me see if I can find it real quick. So it's here we go. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 8. It says, but the fearful, ultimately, this dude is fearful. He's afraid to resist the United States government. He's afraid to resist the New World Order. He don't have any faith in the Heavenly Father Yahweh or his son Yahweh Shai, that the Lord can deliver them from that. He don't have any faith that the Lord can deliver him from the hour of temptation. And we know that during the hour of temptation, they're going to be pushing the charagma. They're going to be the so-called elites through the Illuminati by the United States government. It's going to be trying to enforce everybody over here on the soils of America. They're going to be trying to force everybody to take this charagma, and that if you don't take it, you won't be able to feed your family, you won't have a home, you won't be able to pay your bills, you won't be able to get a job, etc., etc. So a lot of our people are fearful of these things. They don't want to lose everything they have. But what did Yahweh Shai say? Okay, let me see. See, let me see if I can. Let's see if it just takes me right to it. Beautiful. I'm gonna go back to Revelation, but I want to just bring this out real quick because first off, of course, in order to receive salvation, you have to be of the elect. Now, we don't know who the elect is, but we know that the elect is here on this planet right now, and they're doing exactly what the Lord told them to do. Okay. Now, second of all, in order to inherit the kingdom of heaven, right? Because the kingdom of heaven starts with what? It starts with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding being drawn out of the Lord's elect. Okay? Because it was already embedded into the minds of the Lord's elect. Okay? Especially the moment when they were born. In which that's where you get educate from. The word educate means to draw out from within. So the moment the Lord's elect was born on this planet, they had the kingdom of heaven embedded into their mind. And by the hearing of the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, they was able to wake up to the truth. They was able to wake up to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures and stand upon their feet and proclaim the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So inheriting the kingdom of heaven, which starts with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures being drawn out from within the Lord's elect. In order to inherit the kingdom of heaven, you must first be ready to give up everything that you have. Okay? You must be ready to give up that college life. You must be ready to give up your dreams of wanting to be a basketball star. You know, I could have been one of the most greatest video game designers. Okay, but guess what? I threw all that shit away. I counted it as dung that I might win Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, you must be ready. You must be ready to throw away your worldly dreams. You must have the mindset of being prepared to make yourself a living sacrifice, not just for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, but also for the brotherhood, for the ministry. So you have to be ready to lose it all when you wake up to this truth. You know, your brother, your cousins, your friends that you were once very cool with in the world, you must be ready to leave them behind, man. Especially if they wicked. You know, all they do is talk about adultery, and they gang bang, and they listen to rap music, and they do drugs and sell drugs. You must be ready to leave them dudes behind, man. You must be ready to leave behind certain family members. You know, there might have been a brother that you was really cool with in the world. Y'all used to kick it all the time, play Call of Duty together. Y'all used to go to the gym and, you know, shoot ball every day. You must be ready to leave him behind. Especially if he starts calling you crazy. He's saying that you're doing this and that, and you know that this dude is weird. He don't eat pork anymore. You must be ready to leave all those things behind to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? In order to inherit the kingdom of heaven, which starts with this truth, you know, dwelling in this truth, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this truth, it all starts with you fearing Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai and leaving the world behind. So the book of Matthew chapter 19 verse 29. And everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren. Now, it's not talking about you got to make yourself homeless. That's not what it's talking about when it says forsaken houses. Okay? It's talking about your family, man. In most cases, you got to be prepared to leave. You know, you got to be prepared to separate yourself from your mother and your father, your brother and your sisters, your cousins, your uncles, your nephews, and etc. You know, you must be ready to do those things. He that have forsaken houses, family members, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. That everlasting life starts with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. and understanding the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding the knowledge and wisdom of the Holy Scriptures, which that everlasting life is the kingdom of heaven. So this guy right here, we know he does not have everlasting life in him, because he's already talking about taking the charagma without even giving the Heavenly Father and the Son a chance. He's ready to take the charagma and accept the so-called elites as his God. So we know he don't have the kingdom of heaven dwelling within him, because he's not ready to lose it all. He's not ready to lose houses. He's not ready to lose, these cars he got. He's not ready to give up that college life. He's not ready to let go of his future dreams for the gospel's sake. And ultimately, he just wants to stay here in this society. He wants this society to continue on so he can continue living his vain, empty life. Okay, now let's read verse 30. Okay, it says, "But many that are first shall be last." And this guy, he's pretty much putting himself first before the gospel's sake. He's putting himself first before Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. He's putting his family and his brethren and his vain worldly dreams first before Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. So guess what? In the kingdom of heaven, he's going to be last. And the last on this side is the elect. The last shall be first. Okay? Let me get that in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 2. Okay, Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. "And many of them that sleep," meaning are back in the spirit world, "and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake," meaning because when Yahushua makes his grand return, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, when Yahushua makes his grand return, he's going to deliver his elect men, but he's going to kill the 2/3 of our people. Okay, I'm talking about Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. He's going to kill the 2/3 of our people, especially the ones who have the charagma inside them. He's going to bring judgment on them. Okay. And then after the 2/3 of our people, after they are destroyed on this side, right, they're going to come back through the loins of the elect in the kingdom of heaven. They're going to come back through the loins of the elect in the kingdom of heaven. But when they do, they're going to come back in a very shameful and sorrowful manner. Why? Because they're going to know about all their wicked deeds they did on this side. And because they did not believe in the only begotten Son, Yahushua. So they're going to wake up to great shame and contempt in the kingdom. "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life." Okay, which is the elect. The elect is going to awake to everlasting life. Which the elect, they're already awakening to everlasting life. It says, "And some to shame and everlasting contempt." Who's going to wake up to shame and everlasting contempt? The 2/3 of our people. Okay? Especially the one who loved the Edomites. You're going to really wake up to shame and everlasting contempt. Especially when you see how low of a state the Edomites are in the kingdom of heaven. Because, hey, we're going to have spiritual power, right? So we're going to have the ability to make a screen appear on thin air, and we're going to literally show you all of your shameful and wicked deeds that you have done on this side. And and you're going to be so ashamed of yourself, you're not going to want to be around anybody. Your head is going to be down. You're going to be covering your face Oh my God, I did that. That was me right there, sagging my pants. I had my drawers showing. You know, I was smoking weed. I was dancing and doing this, being a coon for the so-called. Yeah, that was you, bro. That was you, right there, in your past reincarnation. Okay. So let's go back to the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 8. Oh, excuse me. Revelation, chapter 21, verse 8. So it says here, but the fearful, and this dude is fearful, you know. Okay, he's afraid of the so-called white man. He's afraid of the so-called elites. So it says, but the fearful and the unbelieving, for you to openly admit to taking the charagma without any resistance, that shows that you have no belief. You have no faith. That in which that makes you what? An infidel. It says, and the abominable, because ultimately, if you take the charagma, you're going to be an abomination in the sight of the Lord. He can't do anything with you at that point. It says, and murderers and warmongers or whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters, because that charagma, that chip is no more than an idol. That is an idol, man. That is a graven image. And really, you worship it. You worship this man's technology. It says, and all liars shall have their part in the lake, which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And that lake is not talking about an actual lake of fire in a place called hell. Okay, the lake of fire is talking about the United States. Because what's going to happen is that during World War III, a nuclear war is going to break out, right? A nuclear war is going to break out. And during that nuclear war, Russia, China, North Korea, even NATO, because NATO is going to turn on the United States. You know, NATO, China, North Korea, Russia, Germany, Iran, they're all going to shoot their intercontinental ballistic missiles on the United States and those so-called Israelis in the land of Israel. And this country is going to be hit with 200 million missiles. Okay? And these intercontinental ballistic missiles can carry up to hundreds of nuclear warheads. So during World War III, this country is going to be hit with so many nuclear warheads that this whole country is literally going to look like the lake of fire. It's going to look like a lake of fire. Okay, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. It says, and he calls of all, both small and great, that he is the so-called elites, the biblical Edomites, trickling down to the rest of their nation of people. And he calls of all, okay, that he is the so-called elites, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, a charagma, in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell. So without this charagma, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. You're not going to be able to trade or do businesses. You're not going to be able to invest in the stock market exchange or have any money in the bank, except he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now, let's go into the punishment. The other verse that talks about the punishment for taking this mark. Revelation 14 verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And what is that talking about? That's talking about the nuclear destruction. Okay? Which anybody who has that charagma, when the nuclear war breaks out, guess what? You're going to get caught up in that nuclear destruction. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. The fire and brimstone is going to come from those intercontinental ballistic missiles, which is going to be dropping multiple nuclear warheads on this country, and in the presence of the holy angels. Okay? In the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. The Lamb is talking about Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Okay? And Michael is going to be with Yahushai in that day, and so are the holy angels. Okay? So in that day, the Lord's elect, the 1/3, they're going to be delivered from this nuclear destruction. But anybody who has that charagma, you're going to get caught up in the nuclear destruction during World War III. Okay? And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, because this guy clearly worships the beast in his image. And whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Yeah, you know, this dude worships the beast, well, which is NATO, and his image, you know. So, hey, anybody who take that charagma is going to be judged, man. You know, in which the image of the beast is what? The way of living, you know, which that charagma, the NWO, which the charagma is a part of that NWO, that's going to be the new way of living. So you're you know, this dude is a worshipper of NATO, you know, the beast system, and the you know, he's a worshipper of NATO and the image of the beast, which is the beast system. So with that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one.